All right, here we go. Show number 49 of Into the Cubieverse, and we are live.
The Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to get keys, you use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia questions to earn rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or convert them to real-life rewards. Thanks for joining us tonight, and get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse. Gold miner, atrocities, hello, hello.
Hey,
It's been a year.
it's been a
It's been a
year.
year. So normally, Gold Miner, I'd ask you how your week was, but I think I'm going to throw it to Atrocities first and find out how his year was in the Cubieverse.
All right, well, thank you. Yeah, it's been a year. First of all, I want to point out that Magic Drag is coming to us by audio only. He was at a hockey game. He's working his way back, and the roads are a little treacherous, so he's taking a bit longer to get back than expected. But hopefully, he'll be back and in time to turn on his video when he gets home.
Why don't we also make a note that he is a passenger in the vehicle and not the driver?
I am, yeah.
That is also important. So okay, so yeah, so this is actually our first year anniversary. The first time we went live last year of Into the Cubieverse. It's hard to believe that we got 40. This is our 49th show.
Yeah.
48
Crazy.
done already. Crazy. Once a week. So the fact that we're in show 49, my main says we were getting something out most weeks. So that's awesome. Congratulations,
yeah.
guys. So that's great. Obviously, want a big shout out to Lionheart, who started that show with us almost a year ago now, and then obviously Gold Miners joined us since then. So that's cool. But it's, I remember that first night when we started and when we were like, is anybody going to join us? Is anybody watching live? What's going to happen here? We're just making fools of ourselves, but seems to have worked out okay. So.
And I don't want to jinx anything, but I'd like to point out that so far we haven't had much in the way of technical difficulties tonight.
That is very true. That is very true. That we've had a lot of technical difficulties.
But tonight we're good.
But we're there. We're getting there. I got a new camera. I got a new mic for Christmas, so that solved I think a bunch of issues. And got a year of using this OBS studio under my belt. So yeah. So awesome.
There we go.
So yeah, and likewise, later on we do have a loot code that we're gonna give away. It's actually not. We didn't actually get it because of our anniversary. It's actually for building up to the next Lunar New Year event. Gold Miner got that. So why don't you talk about that, Gold Miner, and you can tell us about your year in the Cubieverse, and I will actually talk about my year in the Cubieverse later. How's that?
Sounds good. So the loot code, I'll start with that first, is for various different scales and dragon goodies leading up towards. So we have a loot code that's 50 use loot code. So lots of time for everybody who's watching and sees the show to be able to collect it after the show. As for my year in the Cubieverse, it's had quite a few highlights to it that I enjoyed. My very first time on this show was in one of my favorite places that we've been for the show, which was Scottsdale. For this year at least. Toronto was a highlight as well.
In a different way though. Like I think like Toronto just had so many more vaults. It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's a completely different experience than what we had in Scottsdale.
Yes, that is very true. But honestly, overwhelming is good. Like Toronto had an overwhelming amount of vaults and build-up, and it was fun. Like I picture if we happen to live in a building downtown Toronto, how many vaults you could get every day without leaving your house. Like, that would be amazing. Not to mention having to walk to work and get to work, and that would be amazing. But yes, a lot different than Scottsdale. Scottsdale was nice just because it was a nice new place to get to, and the whole new type of event it was cool. Like, we were kind of beta testing that, and obviously some changes were made into the Toronto event. Christmas event was good too, and it's been a very active and fun year in the past year. So, but as I said, Scottsdale was the first time I was on the show, which was, I always thought, oh yuck, I would never want to be live on a podcast, and it was interesting. I haven't minded it at all. So it's just like talking to two people here. When you're really talking to a lot of more than just two people, but
Yeah.
you can only see the two people. So anyways, yeah. So a recent highlight to the Christmas event, the Starlight. That was awesome. And finding out only 20 people. I was one of 20 people, and Atrocities, both of us printed it. So 2 of 20 people to print it. That was highly.
Oh, wow.
We got lucky that we got 10% of them. 10%?
Yeah.
No, 5%.
Get to take advantage of the first glitch.
Although I did not get it during that glitch.
No, that's true.
That was fine. I feel a bit more motivated to print my creepy doll Beatrix, which I bought some more blueprints the other day in the auction house, and yeah, I'm printing those on a one-off basis when I get enough thread, and yet to get it. I did get Victor again though, so I guess we're on our way.
Yeah.
So Magic Dragon, how about your
year?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. My year is pretty casual, except for when it comes to the events. I do like to go for those. I believe I finished every event this year. I'm down 3 or 4 red keys already. So I know I spent them on something.
Yeah.
So that was good.
We had
quests have mostly been successful. Trade shacks. Oh, go on. What was that?
No, go ahead.
No, you were going to comment on the number of events.
No, I was just going to say, I think we had, like, last year we had the Lunar New Year event was a big one.
Yeah.
We had a Farmer Hank was a surprise event came out. And then we had...
There's no red keys in that.
Right. And then we had the Christmas and the Halloween events. Those 3 of them you would have used a red key in. I don't think I'm missing anything else.
Okay.
Obviously, Farmer Hank came back a couple times by surprise, but...
Which was nice. I really liked having the bonus little events like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the JHH. I like the JHH events. And the other one, too. I can't remember at the moment what it's called.
Reactor is the other crypto.
Yeah, Reactor. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. I like them all. I like all the events. It actually gets me out walking more and hunting more than usual.
I agree, and I do like
trade shacks. I'm low bonus returns, but I've really enjoyed those for the entire year. I got my second ever chromatic blueprint. That was nice. That was a highlight for me.
Nice.
Really improved halved my return on key. Yeah. Let's see. And I did not get to take advantage of the gift box glitch that lets you print off multiples. But I think it was earlier in the year I did get to take advantage of the walking glitch that when I was driving, just playing the game, my walking was going up, no matter what speed we're going at.
Oh, nice.
So that happened one time. I got like 4 levels when we were driving into London. I'm just playing the game on getting the vaults that we were passing. So that was a nice little bonus.
I think that got fixed pretty quick.
Pardon?
Said I think that got fixed pretty quick. It did, yes.
And I'm glad it did, because that would really ruin the game. Like I like the game. I like playing the game when we're driving places and I'm the passenger, but I really like the game for walking around, especially our first city event. That was I enjoyed that walking with, or hanging out with a bunch of people. It was mostly driving that time because you had to go get as many resources as possible. But I did like when we got together and walked around and had something to eat, or just meeting at the kiosk, not a kiosk, but
Yeah,
weekend.
it was a kiosk. It was a kiosk event, right? That you're talking
Oh,
about
the
with
kiosk.
the community
Okay, yeah.
kiosk, right?
Okay. Well,
Yeah, that
I,
was
I
that.
enjoyed that. That was fun.
I forgot about that, but that was fun, right? Like even just
Yeah,
like
it was.
we met up and we all kind of organized different cars and just driving
Yeah,
around, obviously in a convoy, and obviously, but we're talking in our car and we got lots.
yeah,
Even though we're kind of most of us strangers, we're all kind of got lots to talk about and
yeah.
everything going on in the
So
Cubieverse.
that was
And
kind of cool. And
The
yeah, we had
highlight of
what
the highlight of that though was the women won over the men, and we didn't get lost, and we opened more vaults than you guys.
I don't know. I don't understand how that's a highlight when that's just common everyday life. I don't. I'm
right?
lost here a little bit. Like your highlight is just being the same as every day. Okay.
The superior sex.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah, yeah. I think Jason's.
Uh,
I think Magic
yeah.
Dragon's bad luck on Trade Shack just rubbed off on everybody in the car.
Oh. No, it's just you guys did better than I did. We
Well,
still had. Yeah, the ladies did better overall, but a few of you got some stuff.
that is
The
true.
Speaking of luck again, Bunch of O'Brien's is ridiculous with trade tracks. It really, I don't. I'm so proud of her and happy that she succeeds so often.
She's got the RNG for both of you.
Oh, she does. It's crazy. So
Magic.
she's getting mad today when we got the one with the plague doctor, and she got the extra 500 chunks of flesh. She's like, oh, I got like 650 chunks of flesh. I don't need that. Like, but you got the bonus. Yeah, well, I usually get the corrupted news
the
bonus. I
rare.
get that like all the time. All the time she gets it. It's like I haven't gotten it once.
Mm.
So Magic Dragon, your voice doesn't seem to sound like you're happy for her.
Oh, I am. I'm I'm an empath, right? So I'm giving you her feelings towards it when I succeed. When I succeed, she's very upset. It's visibly like, we're on the same team here. She's like,
Yeah.
well, I wanted it.
Well, what was her upset ever anything close to Atrocity's upset when he didn't get the watermelon at the,
It
the
wasn't
trade show?
it wasn't watermelon. I think somebody got like
Decent.
1,000
Apples.
apples or something like that.
Yeah.
Or so.
And
Or
there was
maybe,
a loud swear word, but
maybe it actually might have been actually 2,000 because it was didn't happy hour.
yeah,
hit
it
on
was
that?
double. You got
It was
2,000. That's right.
which is what I've been
Yeah.
wanting and forever.
Yeah.
And then
And someone else gets it, right?
and someone else
Of
gets
course.
it, right? So I do
That's
like
one
that.
of the fun things with the game.
Yes, and that's been a great change, mind you, where they
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you get
oh, yeah.
200 every time or so on versus
Right.
like nothing. So I'm
Yep.
not that upset now. Like for instance, the other day, Gold Miner and I were going out during happy hour, had the water fountain on, so we were getting happy hour questions every time. And Gold Miner hits on a trade shack that's got the new
Angel
in it, so 2,400
dust.
to her.
Oh,
the
wow.
new dust, the stardust, the new stuff. So
Yeah.
that's almost 5 prints she could do with that.
Yeah,
So
that's fantastic.
And then today we hit it again, and what happened?
she got to pay the same payout, another 1,000 dust.
Of course.
Right.
I'm happy, but yes.
Wasn't that fair?
Well, there you go. Now, I did have one small disappointment in the year.
What
I
was
was sad to see gift cards go away.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was also at the same time I was very happy to have crypto come back in a form. because that's what I originally started playing the game for.
Yeah.
Although I never once cashed out. It was still nice accumulating it. But I did really like the idea of the gift card direction. Hopefully, it's a well, not hopefully. I don't know if it ever comes back. I'll be okay with that too.
Yeah.
But I do like they're doing more stuff with planning more stuff with the coffee shop and everything. So that's good.
And
So I don't
honestly,
really want.
I'm liking the fact that we're able to get crypto now. Now, yeah, they're altcoins.
Yeah.
But you can do stuff with these altcoins or whatever. I know there's something with this reactor stuff where it was in the wallet, and then some people are saying it's gone away. I don't know what's going on with it.
Can I add in my 2 cents from what I saw on Discord? Somebody was mentioning that apparently if it doesn't get traded enough, or in a certain time frame, it will disappear. It's still there, but then when it gets traded again, that's when you'll see it pop back up. So,
okay.
So apparently that's, I believe that was exactly what they said, but it was either in Hunter's Hangout or the crypto coin thread. It was in one of the in the past this week. I want to say in the past couple of days. So if anybody wants to go back and
so
check
maybe
that
it's
out,
like there's no price, so it doesn't give you a value on it or something like that.
basically that's what I took it as.
That makes sense.
So if I go looking elsewhere in the app, it should show me the quantity I have, even though I've normally got the price on. Anyways, okay.
Yeah. So whether I want to call that a disappointment, I don't know. It's a change of direction, but I understand that we're still a game that's growing and getting bigger and better, and I really like it. So I don't know what else I can say about it.
In 600 meters, merge on Ontario 401 East.
That's what you can say. 600 meters.
Yeah.
It's 401.
It's good timing.
Okay. All right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So how about you, Atrocities? How was your year in the Cubieverse?
So I'm gonna say, obviously, like Goldminer said, the city events. We were fortunate enough to be able to get to both of them. Those were awesome. I love the city events. It was great to meet a lot of people. They put on and likewise they put on a really good event for everybody. For everybody. I think most people that went were happy they went. Got to meet a lot of other players. Built the community that way. I think that's a lot. That was a lot of good things with that. So getting to both those was fortunate and great. Likewise highlights. Last year's Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year. I think I got my epic blueprint on the second trade shack we hit. So super easy early, and the stress with that went kind of away. Didn't actually go all the way until a gold miner got hers a little while later. But still the same night, so we were totally thrilled.
Yeah.
So that was a highlight, and then in October, number 3 build in the world globally. So that was also a big highlight for me. So I got we did well. Gold miner was 4 in that month as well. We did a lot of building, a lot of effort to get in there.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
That was
I think our resin totals, our amounts are still recovering from that effort. Kind of as well, what was cool, I thought the first Farmer Hank's surprise event that popped out of nowhere was awesome. That was really cool because we were back and suddenly it's like, wait, there's this new thing on the map and the whole thing. So that was a nice experience. Low light, I'm gonna say everybody saw it. 66 attempts to pimp Beatrice, and we didn't bust.
Yeah.
So that was a little disappointing. So.
Yeah.
But
if it was easy to get, it wouldn't be so rewarding, right?
Well, exactly. And likewise, if I look at it as a combined basis, I got the Starlight and that same sort of RNG stuff combined. It came out. So, yeah, I just need to keep looking for creepy doll blueprints. Still try. So, we shall see.
Can you just look at the door, Atrocities?
Sure. What? You don't want me here?
Yeah. Just asked to go let the cat in. He's turning into a
It
snort.
happens. Family first, right?
Family first. And that's number one person, it seems. So, so what about this week in the Cubieverse, Magic Dragon? How was your week?
Oh, my week was good. I got my trade shacks for the days that they needed. I missed the one. The day that you needed one trade shack, I had none left to get. But I got the 3 trade shacks today. No bonuses, unlike a bunch of O'Briens, but it was still. I still like getting them because you always get something.
Yeah.
That's a great change in the game. But
So less frustrating with that change, right? Like,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and the thing
Right.
is, like, when they put stuff in, like, oftentimes there's these little frustrations that annoy
Yeah.
you, whereby, eventually
Yeah.
they'll get around to tweaking them out, like that, where it's like, okay, you know what? At least I've got something for my effort of going around doing these trade checks.
Yeah. Right.
So that's awesome.
Had a fantastic buddy quest with Lady Champ, who's I believe is a BC player, Pacific Standard Time. Great communication. We had a plan for it, but we still have open dialogue. So she messaged like, "I could also be there in 10 minutes if you're free." I happened to be free, so there was no pressure. So we would have stuck to the same schedule had I not been. But I was able to go and get it done right away. And again, that, like I said, my week in Buddy Quest is all about communication. I really like that. A bunch of O'Briens has not had luck with communicating with her Buddy Quest people. So I did win on that.
She's got to pair that list of buddies then. You got to go through that.
She had to. She got rid of the one, and they talked a couple times, but then there was a no-show and no more communication. And the one she's got now, she's messaged a couple times, no response. So it's probably going to be a purge for that one as well. Which is unfortunate, but you give it a few days because there have been a number of times where messages have been sent but don't pop up for a day or two for some reason in Discord. I've noticed that, and Atrocities just had one, I believe, on recently as well, where
the
he
issue
messaged or he went and looked, and it's just funny how it works sometimes.
Well, like, the issue with mine was, like, the guy sent a friend request and it goes elsewhere, where I just, like, send messages.
Right. Yeah.
And if you send a message, it'll pop up, as opposed to a friend request, which goes elsewhere, which is hidden. So.
Right. Okay.
But
the addition of the pizza shop in Dorchester has been nice. I always wondered how people were leveling up so quickly. Like, are they hunting like nonstop? Like, I'm walking around getting 35 volts, moving up a little bit. Like, if I'm lucky, I'll get 70 volts a day because I went twice. And I'm still not jumping up all these levels. But those quests really add up quickly.
Yeah.
Buddy quests and pizza quests or whatever, they really jump your guys' level up. And so that's been good.
Yeah, if you're getting them every 3 days, like, that you just fly up, right?
Yep.
And I right? Like, I'm going to say, like, from a build perspective, first thing you want to build, is a vending machine if you don't have access to it.
Vending machine, yeah.
Trade shacks, as much as I'm like, they're for the community.
Enjoy them?
They're for the community, right? The benefits of owning a trade shack are minimal versus the benefits of owning a vending machine.
Yeah.
But then the third thing is the pizza shop, because it's
I would put the pizza shop over the trade shack now if I was just building the game. If I was just starting. Myself, if I could, because I want to level up my guys for building faster. Maybe.
But if you don't have access to the... Sorry, but you're assuming you have access to a trade shack or not?
Yes. Yeah, I am.
Okay. Because, like, in my opinion, I'm thinking, like, you need those trade shacks to do like the Christmas event and probably the lunar
Yes,
event
yes,
and all those
yes.
stuff, right?
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. So if you don't, I'm thinking if you had access to them elsewhere, like in my situation where I could drive to London to get
yeah, and that
30 trade shacks that are right there.
yeah, in that case, yeah, I do agree that you're probably
Yeah.
better off. Gold miner, what's your thoughts?
Sorry.
Where do you place? Where do
She
you
zoned
place?
out.
Where,
On building, you mean?
like the order? What would your if you're
I would agree. A vending machine is very important. Pizza Shack or Pizza Quest, whatever. I think that's high up there too. But I think if you were in a spot where you didn't have the vending machines, then the trade shacks, then I think you'd want the trade shacks.
Yeah.
Likewise, Fountain is a game changer as well. So that might be something else that you might be interested in, just because it can get you through happy hour a lot quicker and get you a lot more resin and things like that to help you build
That's
further.
true.
yeah, and
So-
actually,
That's a good point. I wasn't even thinking of the fountain yet, but it's been great the couple times we've used it. That's a good point.
After building 4 premium structures and leveling them and getting the white and the blue up before, I'm right down to like almost no resin, and I still have to finish leveling up my Pizza Shack. I'm at level 8 on that. So anytime I
Right.
get excess resin, which is about
It goes there.
190,
Yeah.
goes there, and then I'm back down to nothing. And well, not nothing. I have a little bit left, but
Sure, I know what you mean.
I just think like that has really increased my resin. Obviously, my paint was down after getting the cauldron, the epic cauldron.
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's like once again that playing during happy hour with that fountain going has really increased, as well as with
Right.
the consumables as well. That has helped on specific colors to increase those.
Right.
So it's all like there's a lot of them that are quite helpful. Like I guess bottom I would probably put the green vault.
Okay.
Like in
Yeah.
the
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Green
Like-
Vault is nice, but there's no intricate value from like the trade shacks for events and
Unless it's
Keep
keep
Halloween.
sculpture leveling and stuff.
yeah, like I honestly think I would go probably vending machine, fountain, trade shack.
Wow.
Pizza.
Fountain over trade shacks. That's interesting. Hot take.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're also like the same cost to build,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And to get them,
Yeah.
those versus the
that's
pizza is whatever. But as a premium structure, pizza is definitely the first thing you want to get up.
Right.
So, for sure. And
Yeah,
as-
it's probably not fair to compare them in the different levels of structures, right? Premium and whatnot.
But if you
regular.
if you had say 10,000 crystal keys, right?
Yeah.
And, or which is the cost of building a premium structure in the States. You can either get like the pizza shop or the other items, right?
Right.
But
Hey, atrocities.
yeah,
Have you spoken to Buddy Quest person today?
I have spoken. I got with Goose, who's just commented in here, and we're
Yeah.
going right after the show. Probably
Oh,
gonna
Oh, nice.
probably gonna hit the lead code as well at the same time. So yeah, so
And
Oh.
and Magic Dragon, we have
Yes.
a two as well as Goose saying have Bunch of O'Briens add them. Likewise, Goose
Okay.
is hearing a Bunch of O'Briens. Spell that.
Bunch of O'Brien. No, I'm just kidding. BUNCHOFOBRIENS.
No
Bunch
apostrophe.
of O'Brien. No.
Okay. He tried a few different things and it wasn't exact.
Yeah.
So that's just trying to get her some good Buddy Quest
Sure.
friends.
That'd be
Alright.
that'd be great. It's hard sometimes. O'Brien's, it always gets
Yeah.
spelled wrong in hotels and everything.
Well, I'm sure as well. She recently placed in the top for builders. So if you go look at the NFT for that for last month, you should
That's
be able to find it right on there.
yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to
Speaking of
Goose's,
like her, oh, go on. Sorry.
yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was just jumping into a little dig at a bunch of O'Brien's when we were trying to decide who we're going to build and who's going to be the builder or whatever. We're finding the tags. We have few tags in Dorchester. There's some being added all the time, but like, oh, there's a tag here. Okay, yeah, you can get this one, then I'll get that one over there. And the next day we go over there. She goes, oh yeah, I took that one too. What does I'm like, I thought it was gonna be for me. She goes, yeah, but I thought it'd be nice for me to own the whole plaza. Like,
Well,
yes,
Oh.
it does make sense for you to own the whole plaza, I guess. Someday I'll play.
I I think that
I get it. I totally get it. But it was just fun to get that little dig in there because
I think that
I'm
falls.
just fun that way.
I think that falls under the snooze you lose tab there, Magic Dragon. Like you
They
can't.
could have done it that day and said, no, wait, you do that tomorrow just in case we can switch this over here. I'm like, okay, and then we go back out to do it and it's gone. Oh yeah, I took it.
See, I took the important.
It was, oh no, don't put it there yet. You can do that when you're ready to build in another month or two, but then I'll take it anyways when you don't know I'm doing it.
Tim Hortons, or one of the Tim Hortons up near us, and then
Yeah.
I hadn't told Atrocities I'd done it. He had not even mentioned it.
Oh, I remember him saying someone took the Tim Hortons near us. I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, we drove by
Roger.
and he goes, "Oh, some asshole took my Tim Hortons." I'm like, hold on, you never said that was your Tim Hortons, and I'm the asshole here.
No.
Just because I
that's
don't
a little-
say something doesn't mean it's
Yeah.
not. I haven't planned it. It's probably in a bunch of planning documents someplace.
All right, and see, all of that makes sense. But when we actually make a plan for me to take the tag the next day, and then it's gone when we get there by her, that feels targeted. That felt targeted.
So
Yeah, that- I hate to say it, but that does seem a little underhanded. Sorry, Liz.
so I think the lesson learned here is yes, you want to build your community, your local base, but make sure you
Yep.
claim your build sites before you start recruiting and getting referrals, so they
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
grab your step on
Yeah.
your shoes.
Now, I will go way back in time and probably let her off the hook because before we started talking about who was going to put what where, I did take the tag on the only Shoppers Drug Mart in Dorchester, and she's like, "Well, I thought that could have been for me." I'm like, "Well, yeah, except you already have 5 that you've picked, so I decided I'd take this one." But so I did kind of scoop a spot that she wanted. So I don't know. It's still, I'm just letting her off the hook.
When she goes off to work, you should just go out for a quick jog and just put some
Yeah.
weight.
Right?
Yeah. Well, the more tags get added all the time as things get built here and everything, so there'll be lots for us to fight over soon.
Definitely. So, just going back here, Goose made a point that he was struggling to be able to do bidding, and then he started getting pizzas built around him, and he's like leveled up to level 40 like super quick. So,
Yeah.
super great. Obviously, the sushis do the same thing for you, but it's like
A
30
longer
minutes,
process.
right? It's a longer process versus I'm happy to go in, get myself a slice of pizza, and by the time I've had my pizza, good to go. Versus sushi is a little more of an investment, so
Yeah. For
not
sure.
quite as easy to do. So, for sure. So that's, I guess we kind of talked about the past. Looking forward to the future here.
Yeah.
There is the next Hunter's Lodge is the 26th of January. So I'm sure at that point in time, we're going to find all about the upcoming new lunar event, or exactly the details on that. I think we said
Right.
last time it's supposed to start or kick off around the 29th of this, not 29th, so that's
Yeah.
2-3 weeks away. So start building up your Cubic coins or Cubic keys for that. If you don't have a decent stack of them at this point, for sure. I know that's supposedly one of the more hard. He said one of the more hardcore events. If I recall, last year you got the epic blueprint from trade shacks, and it was a low drop chance. Obviously, the more trade shacks you had around you, the better your odds are. As I said,
Was there one event that the trade checks reactivated after like twice a day, or am I just mistaking that for once a day?
no, I remember that was twice a day because I remember getting up one morning and going out and doing it, trying to do a double dip on some places with that one.
Okay. So was that the Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year?
Yes, it was. So as we recall, Magic Dragon was on the not Magic Dragon. Lionheart was on the show last year. Was when made Herculean effort on the last day to double dip and try and get his blueprint because it just would not drop for him, and it did not drop. So, but I think we've got more trade shacks in the local area since then.
Yes. Yep.
I think we went from like 14 to about 23, 24 now in the local area.
Right.
So that just improves our odds a lot. So
It does. Yeah.
for sure. Obviously, some people in other areas don't have quite as much opportunity. But hey, you've got time to build trade shacks. If you haven't got trade shack up, get it up.
Yes.
So
check and find out where they are in your area or close to you. And like the ones in London are a 25-minute drive from us, but once we get downtown London, there's so many trade shacks. It's so worth it for us.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a jump for us. So.
Yep.
Also with Pizza Shack, I believe there's another Pizza Shack going in, or there will be one going in up around Hyde Park and Fanshawe here in London. I think Genmo is built, but I'm not 100%. Maybe RX Wing can chime in on that one. So
it's a bit farther out.
Yep. So 4 Pizza Quest though in London would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So plus the Dorchester one.
I can eat both places of pizza, so that would work for me.
Yeah. So Ryder Chick says she was in Florida. There were no structures built around her. Not even a white vault, but she was able to get the rare and common though. I gotta wonder though, maybe a hurricane had just come through and wiped out all Florida. So. Oh, hey. So.
Did the weather?
Welcome to the just seamlessly, eh? So you weren't.
Yeah.
So I was actually betting that you're naked and wanting to do the show naked, but
no. Look at got one of my great new T-shirts from Christmas on.
I tell
dad jokes periodically.
Love it.
Yeah. Sometimes you even laugh. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do. You set up. Well, that's a bad angle, but I don't have time to set anything up, so I'm just gonna jump in like this.
That's okay. We're glad to finally see you here. So, all right. So.
Yeah.
So yeah. So likewise, I don't know if we haven't discussed in a while, but there's the coin hunt map that's out there for new players.
Yeah.
Old players.
I'm just for new players that may not be aware of it, whereby it's community driven. You can place your vaults in your area on it and structures. They do update with various things, so that's always a great source to find trade shacks and whatnot. especially if you're going into another area. I know if we went down to Toronto on our way to the Toronto Coin Hunt Fest, and you know checked our route, see if there were any trade shacks on the route on the way down, so we were able to stop off and pick up stuff along the way. So if you are in an area, that's a great place to look. Um,
Although, take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes it can be incorrect information on there. 2 years ago, we went into, I think it was around Sterling Heights, Michigan, for the 4th of July event, and we picked that area because there were a ton of vaults on that map. And when we got there, there was maybe like a handful.
Someone had vandalized the map.
Somebody.
Oh. That's too bad.
Right?
Yeah. So we still got what we needed to get. So there and still had a good time and got lots of vaults, but still did a lot more driving and trying to find them that way because other places weren't listed on the map. So it's far in the area, and you try to list as many vaults that you have in your area on that map to make it as accurate as possible.
And likewise, had Halloween and Christmas that you can add your various epic and trees and whatnot.
Trees and cauldrons.
Trees and cauldrons. I know, like last year, like the most recent Halloween event, we weren't really using it. We were just kind of having this Discord conversation, and then found out somebody who wasn't saying anything. Discord was actually putting stuff on the map after the fact. So, right. So that's something to watch for. But it's kind of a cool feature to use.
It is.
So yeah. So final comment here I'm going to make. Change topic again. Have you guys been on the wiki recently?
Yes.
No.
Okay. I feel like if I go onto my phone, I feel like someone's vandalized that site with all the freaking pop-up ads on that now. Like,
yes.
Really?
Makes it unusable. It's kind of unfortunate that they chose to add as much
on the wiki site or Anki site.
Cubieverse wiki. The
Wiki. Okay, I haven't been on either. So I just want to confirm which one you're talking about. That's too bad.
I switched over.
It's much easier on a larger screen. But yes, I agree. On your phone, it's like you have this whole ad thing, and you have to find the X to close it off with.
Yeah, and then it pops up again, and whatever. It's been like I was like trying to find something out recently. It's like, oh my god, this has been so like feels like someone's vandalized the site. So, anyways, hopefully they tone that back a bit because it's a really good resource for sure.
Yeah, it is.
For sure. So, I know.
Luca?
So,
Goose does say he wishes it. Sorry, I'm presuming Goose is the male. Wish it easier to add and delete from the map while playing the game in the car. Which, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I back home trying to work from memory like during the Christmas event, I was trying to place all the trees around us because absolutely no trees are on there, and I'm like, we need to get all the trees, and like going outside of our areas of ones that we didn't drop. It's like I think it was here, and that would be a lot more convenient if it was more user friendly.
I thought it was just a long press that you could long press and it would pop up, but maybe it's been a while since I tried to do that, and maybe I stopped doing it because it was so frustrating. So
yeah, no, when I was doing it, sometimes you'd get that or like something else would pop up as well, and you're like, ugh, like it took longer than it should have.
Neelek has a good idea here. He says you got to screen record and add later, or maybe take a screenshot if you don't want to create a video. But I think that's a good idea. For sure. So, how are you guys finding the new questions for this month?
I'm loving them.
Right?
Yes.
So much better than last month.
A nice change.
Yeah.
Last month was a little fright. A lot of times, like don't like any of these. That doesn't happen now, which I'm liking. So.
Yeah, it's been really good.
And the new math questions are back, and I'm liking those. I'm getting a handle on those. I'm doing mental math again in my head, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Has
Those
any-
math questions. There's also some the DIY. I really like that category. New science questions too, which
Yes.
is great for me because I love space. Bunch of O'Brien's was like, "What are we talking about?" She's not a huge fan of the new
I'm
ones.
sure
Right.
And then I have atrocities on the other side going, well, I remember in public school when I came back from lunch and they hung up all the planet and the solar
Yeah.
system. After that, feeling of the classroom. And I'm like, clearly crappy. But
Clearly, somebody was deprived in first grade as a child and properly learning those planets of our solar system. So,
But I found out today my mind reading is not as good as it used to be.
yeah.
A bunch of O'Brien's would just scream out an answer at me, expecting me to say yes or no, and I have to try and figure out which question she's talking about. Today she yelled at me, she's like, "Nitrogen?" I'm like, hydrogen. She's like, "Hydrogen's not an option." I'm like, "Well, what's the question?" I thought she was doing the question of which one was more prevalent in the universe, and she's the one that's in our atmosphere. Like, oh,
Right.
well, I don't know, you just yelled nitrogen at me.
Right? Nitrogen is an answer.
so
It is.
has anyone figured out a little hack for the math questions on knowing the math instead of having to do mental math? Which ones might come up the easiest correct answer?
No, I just do the math.
Okay.
Because I like the formula. Like, it's gonna be the same formula every time. You've got your parentheses and
Addition.
right? So I'm just do this, do that. But is there a system? Did you figure out a system?
You haven't figured out a system, no. Not at all.
Oh, okay. She was asking if I'm like, does that mean you figured out one? Because like when we used to do the population questions, it was most often it was the second lowest number.
Right.
Okay, so for that population, when it's a blue vault question, it is hardly ever the second lowest one. In my opinion, those are the ones that you got wrong. So I don't know that one, but yeah, I used to find out too, and if you pay attention to clicking answers, it seems like a lot of the ones, not all the time, but it seems like the first line is often the right answer. But no, it's I guess it's dependent on the question, but
yeah, but I noticed that they also rotate where the answers are.
Yeah.
If I get the same question multiple times in a row or pretty close to a row, the answer is never in the same spot, even if it's the same question.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So it's hard. It's tricky. It's fun. I like it.
Definitely. But those DIY questions, we were doing a green vaults the other day, and somebody sunk in a lot of keys on that.
My own vault.
Because because the pictures come up, and it's like, what is that? I need more angling to look at these tools, right? And it's not like it's just like a claw hammer, like it's like, some mechanical tool, and you're like, well, is the saw circular in there, or is it up there? I don't know. So
okay.
But
I haven't done the green one yet.
Did you notice atrocities? Because I was having him help me. Like we're sitting there, I'm like, what is this? And did you notice it seemed to be 3 questions rotating?
No.
Same question rotating?
Yeah, like I think I sunk about 8 or 10 keys into that, right? That saw one or whatever the heck it was.
Oh, yeah, we saw that twice, and we saw something else.
Then the answer the question you got was one I'd had twice before. It was just.
Well, there's probably not a lot of question options in that category as of yet, right?
Here, so.
Yeah.
So
I found the food and drink questions are great on the green vaults now.
Oh.
There's some picture ones too, right?
Nice.
Had a root beer float today, and frappe.
Nice.
Oh,
Well,
Jamal.
when Gold Miner eventually got that DIY question right, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I think it was our second shot at it. But how many? Do you remember cubic coins
I
you
think
got on that one?
It was like 3,900, 39 and change cubic
Yeah.
coins.
3,900.
Nice.
Right, almost
So-
4,000 cubic coins, which was awesome.
Happy hour.
Okay.
Happy hour.
Was that double with the fountain?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
So 4,000 cubic coins for one, which is pretty good. Obviously, if you're getting
Yeah.
on your first one, like
That
wow.
is really great.
So I try to. We're trying to hit happy hour and do the green vaults. Obviously, switch over because during happy hour you want to be in chill mode, but except for
Yeah.
you want to be in hunter mode for the green.
Except
So
for green bolt and yeah.
And stepping back, here's a little hack. Did anybody notice this during the Christmas event? The trees, as you were going around collecting the trees, some of them after you ate them would still stay green versus fade out. If they were still green, you could click on them again and still like get a new question and get more resources. Did anyone
Nice.
else do that?
I don't. If I saw a green tree, I clicked on it, so I may not have noticed that
But if
it was
you-
the same one I already did. But
yeah, because but it was like when you go through and you'll like
yeah,
now it'd be like, oh, you've already done this vault, even though it's showing white again. Well, in this case,
right.
they didn't say you've already done it, even though it's like I just done this vault and it hasn't turned green. So we click on it again,
Yeah.
and it gives another question.
But if
Oh.
you get a phone where you can't see that tree on your phone, then it would go back. It would fade off.
Oh. Okay.
Plumber Boy just is giving us some help here. The average depth of a kitchen sink is 8 to 10 inches. Just an FYI. Honestly, I think we've gotten that one wrong a few times, right, Atrocities? I
Definitely.
think we're now.
We did find out that the average framing, I think is 14 inches.
16.
16.
16.
About 16. Right. So that was something
So-
I learned. And
After
wiring is 14 gauge. Or is it 16?
After this month, I'm expecting Atrocities to do some DIYing here at our house to this knowledge.
You know, Plumber Boy, I'm right there with you. So, for sure. So, anyways, we're coming up on
Okay.
9. We're coming up on 9:00. End of the
Yeah.
whatever. That was one of the things that we always said we wanted to do, is focus show. Obviously,
Yeah.
first couple we tried to do half hour. It's close to the half an hour, and obviously
Yeah.
that didn't work because it just kept having stuff to talk about. So expand it to an hour because that just felt naturally. So
Yeah.
we'll stick with that.
Yeah.
So with that, Gold Miner, you talked to Illusion Weaver. He gave us some loot codes
Yes.
to push
I'm
the Cubieverse. Chinese New Year event coming out. So we're gonna have loot codes between now and the Chinese start. Oh, shut up.
We have 3 weeks. So we will
Okay.
be leading up to the event. All of multi-use, 1 per person, up to 50 uses. So, So at the end of this show, which I guess is coming up right now,
So it's one time per person, like once per person, up to
Yes.
50 uses. Yes.
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 Okay.
And that's each separate loot code, so each week. So, if that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
what are
what's
they giving
this
out?
loot code?
Anyways, I loot code to Atrocities because my Discord is on my phone and I'm on my phone now. So he is going to tell us what that loot code is because I didn't preemptively write it down. Great job. Now, we'll see you guys later. Have a great time. Don't forget to subscribe. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, did my sound stop working?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I guess it did because I was just waiting and
Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oops. You got
Save the
it.
sound.
You know what
So
the loot code is yet?
the loot code is
Okay, now you did that on purpose again.
Oh,
Okay, that's gotta be
the
on
sound.
purpose.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having fun with the technical issues of my sound. So awesome. It's 3964. That's the loot code.
3964.
3964. 50 uses. And
Anybody using it, use it for yourself, and maybe give it to one or two friends first before you blast it onto social media.
yes. Or just tell them to come watch the show and get it
Yeah,
there.
yes, that'd be better. But they'll just skip to the end anyways.
And they're all first
Listen,
dragon scales and dragons. So
something dragon related.
yes.
Yeah. So
Shiny-
I just put it in the chat as well. So it is there. And yeah, thanks to Illusion Weaver and to Tame Toaster for supporting us
Yeah.
with this, giving this out. So we were hoping we would get something special for the birthday of Into the Cubieverse, but we just decided we were going to go with one batch of codes to build up for the Chinese New Year event coming up. So
Yeah.
this is Chinese New Year event stuff.
This is even better than an anniversary.
That's right.
It
Uh,
is.
It is.
Sweet.
It is much better than actually what we were thinking about. So,
We
Yeah.
appreciate that, and we appreciate him for giving them to us.
That's
So
it. So
We do. Thank you.
with that, I think we're going to sign off so we can go collect these codes ourselves, and then Goose and I are going to go do a buddy quest. So,
Have fun, guys.
all right.
that good though, because hopefully you're still listening. We do have to clean off the car before we leave because it's been snowing like crazy here. So give minutes.
All right. Okay. All right. Please like, subscribe, comment below, as we always say, and we'll talk to you next week.
See you later. Happy hunting.
Happy hunting.
Happy hunting. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.